Hello everyone. I'd like to share some quick thoughts on an engaging action RPG, Kingdom Come: Deliverance. First of all, the game is impressively immersive. You're surrounded by countless big and small details that pull you straight into the medieval atmosphere. From picturesque landscapes with villages and castles, to dusty roads and the subtle day-to-day life of townsfolk, it all works together to make you feel like a real medieval peasant. The story is overall quite good. There are some slowdowns in pacing, but in general the narrative is solid and interesting to follow. The characters are really colorful, which is a big plus. Here we encounter loyal friends, treacherous enemies, pompous noble lords, cynical warriors, greedy merchants, and peasants broken by hardship. The main character evolves from the inexperienced son of a blacksmith into a respected warrior in the service of a local lord. He falls in love, hates, learns, and gains the life experience he needs. You share this journey with him, feeling awe, excitement, and fear as events unfold. Combat is one of the core gameplay elements, and it's done very well. There are different weapon types and damage mechanics. You can choose strike directions, counterattack, and perform deadly combos. Armor plays a huge role in battles. If your opponent isn't wearing any, 1 or 2 precise head strikes can end the fight. But against someone in full plate armor, duels can drag on forever. Fighting groups of armored enemies is best avoided entirely. It's brutally difficult to win. Progression uses a familiar system. Skills improve as you use them. At certain skill levels, you earn perk points to unlock new abilities. These can be new attack combos, passive bonuses, or dialogue perks that help when talking to NPC. There are also side activities with their own skills, like hunting and alchemy. The game even has humor, sharp adult humor that's all too rare in today's big titles. Of course, there are some sticking points. Because the game is so immersive, it comes with a higher learning curve. I wouldn't call it a flaw, but not everyone will enjoy it. You need to eat, sleep, and save by drinking schnapps or visiting a bathhouse. Armor has many separate pieces, all of which wear down and need repairs. Swords must be sharpened after fights. Neglect bathing and people start reacting poorly to your filthy appearance. Archery without aiming crosshair and with constant hand sway is really tough. In hardcore mode, fast travel is disabled, the map doesn't show your location, and you have to pick 2 permanent debuffs at the start. And do not forget an alchemy. Honestly, it is harder than cooking in real life. Attempts to achieve high immersion also had a negative impact on some quests. Immediately come to mind the first hare hunt and the monastery questline, in which you can be thrown into a cold cell for 24 in-game hours if you step into the corridor during prayer. Another particularly exhausting optional quest required brewing 60 bottles of potion to ward off sleep for soldiers. I spent about an hour and a half in real time making them. This was in the monastery, and the whole time a sick man in the next room kept screaming that he couldn't sleep.
I won't get any sleep.
Fortunately, there are not many quests like this in the game. Fights against multiple opponents are also not implemented very well. In dynamic battles, the focus constantly shifts from one enemy to another, which is confusing. The game seems to force the player into a duel-like mode, while enemies surround you from all sides and rain down deadly blows. Overall, it feels very inconvenient. Another issue is the weak design of many side quests. It can really get boring if you try to complete everything. And yes, the game has bugs. NPCs sometimes freeze and block doorways. There are occasional texture glitches, and some perks don't work properly. Despite its flaws, this is a truly unique and excellent game. It will appeal to RPG fans, lovers of knightly romance, and anyone fascinated by the Middle Ages. At first, the many mechanics may seem overwhelming, but curious players will quickly adapt. What awaits is a cool combat system, engaging story, and an open world that draws you into an authentic medieval experience. There aren't many games like this today. It's a title that dares to sacrifice convenience for realism, and while that won't suit everyone, those willing to embrace its depth will find an experience that lingers long after the credits roll. Kingdom Come: Deliverance isn't just a game you play, it's a world you live in for a while. By the way, if it ever happens that you find yourself sitting in a tavern with a priest and he offers you a bit of beer, don't turn him down, at least out of respect for his spiritual rank. Thank you for watching. Play good games, stay healthy, and may you have peaceful skies overhead.